Better than almost anyone else in League One. Unbeaten in 11 league games, they welcomed a Hartlepool side with just one win in the last 7. They also welcomed a fan who quite simply beggars belief. Mark Clement has more.
The really incredible thing about Swindon superfan Derek Elston is not that today is his 1,504th consecutive match. Nor that he lives in Northampton, 70 miles from the county ground. It's the fact that he's not even from Swindon. When he started to support them in 1963, he picked them completely at random. Why Swindon?
Because my parents had friends that lived just outside Swindon. I was keen on railways and I picked Swindon because it was a railway town.
Unbelievable. And this whole love affair has spawned out of that.
It has indeed, yeah.
So tell me the lengths that you have gone to support your beloved team.
My brother got married on the opening day of the season. I was like royalty, really. Sent the wife as my representative and I went off to Chesterfield.
Even the vicar mentioned it in the service.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, he just said that Keith's brother isn't here, but we all know where he is anyway. He was at Chesterfield watching the football. But
So
he would be back for the evening do.
So have you ever been close to letting that run go? Has there ever been a moment when you thought, nah, can't be bothered with this?
Not on a can't be bothered basis, definitely not, no. The nearest was 18 months ago when I had a knee operation and they gave me an initial appointment for a Saturday, which I turned down. And then they gave me an appointment for a Tuesday night in December, which was the only midweek game we got at Carlisle. So fortunately, wife picked me up from the hospital and drove me up there.
So you really honestly don't mind about this?
No, because I get a day out with it as well. I go shopping. I see different parts of the country that I wouldn't see normally.
Derek, wait! You've forgotten your anorak! Never mind gassing, Derek, and put that down, mate. Come on, I've got a surprise for you. Follow me.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Have you ever met the manager, Derek?
No, I've never met Danny, no.
It's like Jim will fix it.
Hi, Danny.
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm
And
good,
yourself
thanks.
as well.
Yeah, sound as a pound.
Hey,
mate, sound
Nice
as
to
a pound.
see you.
Hey.
1981 December. Has not missed a game since then. Can you believe it?
It's incredible, isn't it? What a record that is. And to boot, I believe, is from travelling from Northampton as well.
That's correct, yeah.
Crikey, absolutely incredible. Fantastic, fantastic.
You've given him plenty to cheer about this season, I have to say.
Well, hopefully a bit more today as well. Like
That'd be nice.
It would be very nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would.
Yeah, it's going okay so far.
Are you? Have you got a little message you want to pass the dressing room through, Danny? Before
Just tell them to keep it tight in the last 10, Danny. That's the important thing, I think, today.
It's the last 2, never mind the last 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Late goals weren't the problem for Swindon today. It was the early ones. Just 98 seconds on the clock when James Brown headed home his 3rd goal of the season. Swindon hadn't lost since opening day, a 14-match unbeaten run, but they never recovered from this early setback. And how ironic that Andy Monkhouse, of all people, should seal Hartlepool's first win in 4 games. The former Swindon man had been signed by Danny Wilson when he was in charge at Hartlepool. Monkhouse had the last laugh here. Swindon probably don't see the funny side.
Well, old Derek said sort of watch out what happens at the back end of the game, but I suppose he should have said the front end as well.
We've turned it round, haven't we? We're conceding in the first minute now instead of the last. But they were sloppy goals, very sloppy goals. And I say, from Derek's point of view, I'm disappointed for him. He's got a long journey back home again now without anything to show for it.
It was absolutely abysmal, mate, to be truthful. It was. It was though, wasn't it? We weren't in the game from start to finish.
Incredible. If you know of a more dedicated fan, then send Lizzie a text or email. Who knows, you might even be featured on this programme. Lucky you.
Hartlepool came into this game in poor form without a win in 4 league games, but they dominated this one throughout. within 2 minutes. The Pool were feeling good. Good play from Adam Boyd on the left, eventually turned into a floated cross, which was headed in by James Brown, who notched his 3rd of the season. Brown then turned provider. His low cross from the right found Andy Monkhouse, and his drilled shot into the bottom corner sealed the game in the first half. Danny Wilson's side weren't at the races today. It's no wins and 4 now at the county ground for the Wiltshire side.
The county ground hadn't witnessed a Swindon defeat for some time. Indeed, the Robins were unbeaten at home since losing to Leyton Orient back in April. The venue held no fears for Hartlepool though. The visitors were on the front foot from the opening whistle and took the lead after just 2 minutes. James Brown bagging his 3rd goal of the season. Swindon, who had drawn 5 of their last 6 league matches, offered little threat to their opponents, who held on to their lead comfortably. And it came as no surprise when Pools made it 2-0 half an hour in. And how ironic that Andy Monkhouse should seal his side's first win in 4 league games. The former Swindon man had been signed by current Swindon boss Danny Wilson when Wilson was in charge at Hartlepool. Wilson introduced 3 substitutes during the second half. Nothing really changed though, and Swindon's 11-match unbeaten run in the league came to an end. Despite some late pressure, the Robins were defeated in League One for the first time since the opening day of the season. Hartlepool's 3rd away win of the campaign, meanwhile, saw them move up 3 places and into mid-table.
Swindon boss Danny Wilson was undone by his former club as Town's 14-game unbeaten run came to an abrupt end. James Brown headed in the first, and then Swindon old boy Andy Monkhouse, signed by Wilson for Hartlepool, sealed victory for the visitors